Julian is sitting in a glass-walled conference room in downtown Chicago. His boss has just handed him another pile of work that belongs to a colleague who forgot to finish it. Julian's heart is racing. He's already working 60 hours a week. He's exhausted. He has plans tonight that he's been looking forward to for a month. What does Julian do? He smiles. He nods. He says, "No problem, I've got it." To everyone else, Julian is the nice guy. He's reliable, he's helpful. But as Julian walks back to his desk, he feels a sickening knot of resentment in his stomach. He isn't being nice because he wants to help. He's being nice because he is afraid. He's afraid of the conflict. He's afraid of being disliked. He's afraid that if he stops saying yes, people will finally see that he's not the hero. He's just a placeholder. Julian is realizing a brutal truth. Being nice is holding him back. It's keeping him in a cycle of mediocrity. It's making him a background character in his own career. He has traded his respect for likability, and he's finding out the hard way that likability doesn't pay the rent or build an empire. Tonight, Julian is killing the nice guy. He is going to learn the difference between being a pushover and being a person of character. This is the blueprint for finding your edge in a world that wants you to stay quiet. Julian begins to deconstruct his behavior. He realizes that niceness is often a defense mechanism, not a virtue. He learns about agreeableness, one of the big 5 personality traits. While being agreeable makes you a good friend, being too agreeable in a competitive environment like the USA is a strategic failure. Julian discovers that, statistically, highly agreeable people earn less, get promoted less frequently, and are more likely to suffer from burnout. He realizes that his niceness is actually dishonesty. When Julian says yes but feels no, he is lying. He is presenting a fake version of himself to avoid the friction of reality. This lack of authenticity is why he feels so drained. He isn't interacting with the world. He is managing a mask. He learns about the conflict avoidance cycle. Every time he avoids a difficult conversation, he isn't solving the problem. He is just delaying it and adding interest to the emotional debt. By refusing to be difficult, he has become invisible. Julian realizes that people don't actually respect nice people. They use them. They respect people who have boundaries. They respect people who are willing to say no and stand by it. Respect is earned through the tension of disagreement, not the passivity of compliance. Julian decides that he would rather be respected and difficult than liked and ignored. Julian develops a new framework. He calls it the integrity pivot. He begins to distinguish between niceness, which is about how you want to be perceived, and kindness, which is about doing what is actually right. Niceness is telling someone what they want to hear to avoid a scene. Kindness is telling someone the truth, even if it hurts, because it's what they need to grow. Julian starts with radical candor. He stops sugarcoating his feedback. When a junior architect brings him a design that is flawed, Julian doesn't say, "It's a good start." He says, "This won't work, and here is exactly why." It feels brutal at first. He sees the flash of hurt in the other person's eyes. But then, something happens. The junior architect goes back, works harder, and brings back a design that is actually brilliant. By being not nice, Julian actually helped the other person more. Next, he implements the no protocol. Julian realizes that his time is a non-renewable resource. He begins to treat his yes like a high-value currency. He stops volunteering for every task. He stops staying late to fix other people's mistakes. He learns the power of the pause. When someone asks him for a favor, he doesn't answer immediately. He waits 5 seconds. He lets the silence hang. He evaluates. Does this align with my goals? Do I actually have the capacity? If the answer is no, he says it clearly. No excuses, no, I'm so sorry, but just, I can't take that on right now. The office dynamic shifts. People stop seeing Julian as the utility player and start seeing him as a specialist. His time is suddenly more valuable because it is harder to get. He has created scarcity, and in any market, scarcity increases price. The transition isn't easy. This is the part people don't tell you about. When you stop being nice, people will get angry. Julian's co-workers start whispering. They say he's changed. They say he's arrogant or not a team player. One friend even tells him, "I liked the old Julian better." This is the guilt trip phase. Julian realizes that the people who liked the old Julian only liked him because he was convenient for them. They didn't like him. They liked the service he provided. By setting boundaries, Julian is essentially firing the people who were exploiting him. He enters what he calls his villain era. He realizes that being the villain in someone else's story is often the price of being the hero in your own. He stops seeking external validation. He realizes that if he wants to build something significant, he has to be okay with being disliked by people whose opinions don't matter. He learns about game theory and the tit-for-tat strategy. He realizes that if he is always nice, always cooperating, he is inviting people to defect, exploit him. To be a successful player in the game of life, you must be capable of defecting back. You must be capable of showing teeth. He finds that his real friends, the ones who actually value his character, stay. In fact, they seem to like the new Julian more. He is more decisive. He is more engaging. He isn't constantly checking the room to see if everyone is okay. He is grounded. He has found his verticality. 6 months later, Julian's career is on a different trajectory. He didn't get promoted by being nice. He got promoted because he stood up in a meeting and told a client that their vision was technically impossible, and then offered a better, more expensive solution. The client didn't fire him. They hired his firm for 3 more projects because they knew Julian was the only one with the balls to tell them the truth. Julian has achieved professional sovereignty. He no longer worries about office politics because he is too valuable to be caught up in them. He realized that the nice guy is always at the mercy of the group, but the effective person is a group unto themselves. He looks at his bank account and his stress levels. Both have improved. By saying no to the $50 favors, he had the energy to say yes to the $50,000 opportunities. He realized that niceness was a tax he was paying on his own success. He walks through the city with a different gait. He makes eye contact. He doesn't apologize for taking up space. He is unfazed. He has realized that the USA doesn't reward the most polite person. It rewards the most competent and assertive person. He has found the edge that he was always afraid of. Julian is standing on a rooftop overlooking the Chicago skyline. The wind is biting, but he doesn't flinch. He looks at the camera, at you. "You're tired," he says. "You're tired of being the reliable one who gets overlooked. You're tired of being the person everyone goes to with their problems, but no one goes to with their opportunities. You think the world is unfair. You think nice guys finish last. The world isn't unfair. The world is just reacting to the signal you're sending. And right now, you're signaling that your time, your energy, and your goals are up for grabs. Stop being nice. Stop smiling when you're angry. Stop saying it's okay when it's clearly not. Being nice is a slow suicide of the soul. It's the refusal to be an individual." Starting today, I want you to find your no. I want you to have the conversation you've been avoiding. I want you to be difficult for exactly the right reasons. Kindness is a choice. Niceness is a reflex. One makes you a leader, the other makes you a doormat. Which one are you going to be? The era of politeness is over.